Hey guys, it's me, Jennifer Grider, and today I finally decided to make a movie about diabetes. On my channel, under the description, I do say that I am a type 1 diabetic, and so I finally thought it'd be a good time to make some awesome diabetes movies. So this is going to be my top 7 tips for anybody that's newly diagnosed with diabetes, whether that's for type 1 or type 2. All the tips that I'm giving today could be applied to either one. So let's get started. Alright, my number 1 tip on the list so far is take your medicine. Take your medicine regularly. This was something that I personally struggled with in the beginning. I either thought I didn't need it, or I didn't give the right amount, or I would skip days and stuff like that. And what happens when you do that is you start this roller coaster of awfulness, and it's really hard to get back on there. So making sure that you take your medicine when you're supposed to, whether that be your Lantus, or your Novolog, Humalog, Apidra, Toujeo, whatever type of insulin you're on, making sure that you take your medicine when you're supposed to is probably one of the most important things to start out with. My number 2 tip is making sure that you check your blood sugar. It's sort of a no-brainer, I know, but a lot of people out there, especially people with type 2 diabetes, tend to not check their blood sugars. How do you know what's going on with your body if you don't look? It's sort of, in my brain, I can't comprehend people not doing it, but even type 1 diabetics don't check their blood sugars as often as they're supposed to. I think the last time I checked, they do say that you need to check anywhere, let's say, between 5 to 8 times a day, depending upon how often you're eating or if you're changing routines. Ooh, I made the camera shake. Sorry. So, check your blood sugar. See, I even put a little cool sticker on the back of mine. The number 3 tip kind of goes along with my number 2 tip, which is something that I know as for somebody that has diabetes for a long time, it's more of our worst sort of habits. Not changing the needle in the lancet. See, when you check your blood sugar that often, you're dulling the needle that's inside this thing. And I can tell you this, that for me, I used to say when it would start to hurt really bad, it's probably time to change it. But in honesty, you're probably supposed to change this out. You're supposed to change it after every use, I think. But for me, where I check so often, I do it either at the end of the day or about every 2 days, if I can remember. But it's kind of one of those terrible habits that we don't do all the time. So change your lancets, needles, stuff so it doesn't hurt. My number 4 tip. Explore new foods. When you first get diagnosed with diabetes, one of the first things, regardless if it's type 1 or type 2, your doctor's probably going to say, hey, you need to change up your diet. If you've got type 2 diabetes, it's more than likely your diet has caused your diabetes. And for type 1 diabetics, obviously, we didn't cause our own diabetes. It's just bad luck. But what you need to do is explore new foods. Don't just get stuck eating like low carb foods, like meat. I ate a lot of meat in the beginning, and with all the extra protein, and especially if your blood sugars are running a little high, it's really, really hard on your kidneys, and you're gonna find that that's gonna cause more problems for you than it's worth. So, and I can say that I've tried a lot more foods because of diabetes, and that I wouldn't have if I didn't have it. And there are a lot of delicious things out there. All you have to do is try, and don't get wrapped up in you have to eat this and you have to eat that. You know, have fun with it. Food does not have to be a chore. It doesn't have to be something that you hate or you don't want to do. All you have to do is just try new things and then just keep adding that into your diet. And before you know it, you're gonna be healthy and happy and be able to live with diabetes a lot easier. Number 5 tip. Obviously, be as active as possible. It's really kind of one of those things that goes hand in hand. You know, when you get diagnosed, change your diet and exercise. Diet and exercise. Rah, 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 rah. Easier said than done. I can say that with experience. I don't really enjoy exercise. I do enjoy lifting heavy weights. But that's only because I'm kind of a small woman, and I was always picked on when I was little for being so skinny and so small. So I like to lift heavy weights. Well, mostly it makes me feel a lot stronger inside and out, and mentally, obviously. But be as active as you possibly can. It's going to help regulate your blood sugars. It's going to help get, if your blood sugar is running a bit high, if you go for a walk or something like that, it can lower it down without you having to take insulin or medication or something like that. And regardless of diabetes or not, exercise is just, it's really, really important. We all get lazy. We don't want to do stuff. And I can tell you that. I drink too much beer and I sit on my butt far too much. But exercise as much as you can to your level. Number 6, make a routine. Something that we see a lot with children. When young children are diagnosed with diabetes, it's so easy to have routines for them. They can eat breakfast at a certain time, they go to school at a certain time, they eat lunch at a certain time, we can take them, put them in bed at a certain time, and their day is so structured. But when you get diabetes as an adult, you don't have that structure anymore. You have to make yourself do something, and I think that that's really, really difficult. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Because you've got work and then you don't feel good and you have the options to not do something. But making a routine, especially when you're first diagnosed, because everything affects your blood sugars. Everything. The weather, your hair could be messed up, a cloud could move a certain way, I swear, it will affect your blood sugars. So having something that your body knows is normal, like getting up at a certain time, eating at a certain time, it's really going to be so beneficial to help regulate blood sugars. For sure. Alright guys, and my 7th and final tip is to constantly educate yourself. It's something that, you know, in the beginning, it's so overwhelming. You go to these diabetes education classes and they teach you about all the different medications and how to do certain things and you know what to do if you're sick and all this, but I could say this, that it is so overwhelming. But what you need to do is step back and, you know, be excited to learn something. If it's a disease, especially with type 1 diabetes, and you know that you're going to have it for the rest of your life, you know, learn as much as you can. And that's kind of what got me hooked into wanting to become a diabetes educator, was the more I learned about diabetes, the more fascinating it became. And with the more knowledge, I felt like I had more control over my diabetes, because I have a bank knowledge up here of well, not everything, I'm not that smart, but I have enough knowledge upstairs to kind of realize how to solve problems, and I really love being able to help other people. You know, rather it be something as simple as about a glucometer or what to do for low blood sugars or anything like that. And also, I'm an EMT, an advanced EMT in Tennessee. And, you know, it was so awesome to learn so much about diabetes and then run calls for patients that have diabetes and then be able to also kind of slightly educate them and help them out. So yeah, educate yourself and make it fun. You know, it doesn't have to be a bad experience. Diabetes can be, it can be pretty awesome, I think. There's a whole community, there's a whole family, and you know, sometimes I feel really blessed. I used to hate the disease. I hated it. Sometimes I really still hate it. It's super frustrating, but you know, if I didn't have it, I wouldn't have met all these people, and you know, we're kind of all in this together. So yeah. But those are my 7 top tips for anybody that's newly diagnosed. I keep wanting to say duly diagnosed. Oh, that's not a word. That is a word. Anyways, this is also just a number 8 side tip. Don't drink coffee and then try to make a video for YouTube. It's kind of tricky. Well, this is the end of my video, and if you all want to learn something else about diabetes, please comment below, and please like this video, comment on it, and please subscribe to my channel. I plan on making a lot more videos about diabetes, if I can come up with some pretty cool ideas. And like I said, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I love you all. You're the best diabuddies in the world. See y'all later. Bye.